Hi friends, welcome back to my Intro to Crochet playlist. In the last video, we went over the basic supplies and we also learned how to make a slip knot and crochet the chain stitch, which is the foundation of most crochet projects. So if you haven't watched it yet, check it out because we're going to build on those basics in this video. Today, I'm going to show you how to make the single crochet stitch. This is where things really start to get fun because you're going to turn your chain into a rectangular piece of actual fabric, which is sometimes called a swatch. So go ahead and pick up your hook and yarn and make a slip knot. Now we're going to chain 21 stitches. And remember, you can watch the previous video in this playlist for a refresher on the basics of crochet if you're not sure how to hold your hook or how to make a chain stitch. I don't want to go over that again in this video to keep it short. And I've linked to it in the description too, so you can check it out there, or you can just go to the previous video in this playlist. And you can chain less than 21 stitches too if you want, but I think this is a good size to make sure that you get enough practice because this is your first piece of single crochet fabric and I want to make sure that you feel really comfortable with the single crochet stitch before you try something new. So when you read a crochet pattern, this first string of chains is called the foundation chain. And you're going to work your first row of stitches into this foundation chain. Now that I have 21 stitches, I'm going to make my first single crochet stitch. Looking at this row of chains, notice that on one side, there's a string of V's, and this is the top of the chain. And if you look at the other side, which is the bottom, you'll see these bumps. Okay, now so you can technically crochet into whichever part of the chain that you want to, but I prefer to crochet into the bottom bumps because I like how it leaves the V part of the chain exposed on the bottom of the stitch. So in other words, it just looks prettier to me. So we're not going to work into the first chain that's closest to the hook. Instead, we want to skip that first chain and then insert the hook into the second chain from the hook. That first skip chain, it helps keep your edge nice and even, so it adds a little bit of height to the row. So the total number of stitches for your row will be the number you chained minus the one that was skipped at the beginning of the first row. In this case, the row will have 20 stitches because we chained 21 stitches. Now we can make the first single crochet. We've already inserted the hook into the chain, and the next step is to wrap the yarn around the hook. And then we're going to bring the hook down using it to grab onto the yarn and pull it through the first loop on the hook. Now you'll have 2 loops on your hook. Wrap the yarn over again one more time, and this time we're going to pull through both loops. So that's it. You've made your first single crochet stitch. And this is what it should look like. So let's do another one. Insert your hook into the next chain. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over again, and pull through both loops. And now you have 2 single crochet stitches. Each stitch will have 2 little legs going down the front. And then if you look at the top, you'll see V's across the top, just like the foundation chain. Go ahead and work 1 single crochet into each chain all the way across until you reach the very last chain. And then I'll show you how to finish off this row. And I want you to take your time while you do this. This is the part where your hands are learning a new motion, so it might feel a little bit clumsy at first, and that's completely normal. That's why I wanted you to chain so many stitches. Practice makes perfect, and you'll get lots of practice with crocheting single crochet stitches into a foundation chain this way. Okay, once you reach the last chain, single crochet right into the chain. And you've completed your first row of single crochet stitches. Now the next step before we begin the next row is to make 1 chain stitch. In other words, chain 1. And that's how you start a new row of single crochet stitches because you want to add for the height. Just like we did for the foundation chain, we had skipped that first chain and crocheted into the second chain from the hook, and we're doing that again, but this time we're just chaining one, and then we're going to turn our work around so that we can begin the second row by crocheting back in the opposite direction. Our last stitch of the first row is going to be the first stitch of the second row, and that's the stitch that we're going to crochet right into. So remember how I mentioned earlier that you'll see a V at the top of each stitch? This is where that is important, because when you're working into a stitch from the row below, you're going to insert the hook right under both loops of this V. So go ahead and insert your hook into the stitch under those top two loops. Now we'll just work the stitch exactly as we have been by wrapping the yarn over the hook and pulling up a loop, and then yarn over and pull through both loops to complete the stitch. And that's our first stitch of the second row. Let's do the next one again together. So we'll insert the hook under both legs of the V at the top of the stitch, and then yarn over and pull through. Then yarn over and pull through both of the remaining loops to finish. That's all there is to it. We're just going to repeat this second row until we're ready to fasten off. And if you're finding it hard to insert your hook into the stitches, you may just be crocheting a bit tight, and that's very common when learning because you're concentrating so hard that your grip becomes tight. So if you notice this, just try to remember to loosen your grip a bit. And continue to work single crochets into the row below until you reach the very last stitch of the row. And don't worry if your work starts to curl a bit, that can happen too. And that's because the single crochet is a dense stitch and it's also a short stitch. So the first few rows might curl, like your fabric will look like a ribbon that's been curled. Don't worry as long as it's not curling too much. And then once you've completed a few rows, your fabric will start to straighten out. If it's curling too much, it just might be because you're crocheting really tightly. So again, you want to just loosen up that grip. Okay, at the end of the row, we're going to work the last single crochet stitch right into the final stitch from the row below. And then chain one and turn our work. Now we'll repeat the second row steps for the third row as well as for each remaining row. So if you've gotten this far, you're done basically. You know how to crochet the single crochet stitch until you want to fasten off. And the single crochet stitch is perfect when you want a fabric that's tight and sturdy. So it creates a dense texture with very little stretch, which makes it ideal for projects like dishcloths, washcloths, anything that you need to hold its shape really well. Also, if you're making something that's going to be used and washed often, single crochet is a great choice just because it's so durable. And I personally love this stitch for baskets, pillow covers, and even rugs because it gives a piece structure and durability, but it's also not too bulky. So work a few more rows until you feel confident and are ready to fasten off. Once you feel like you have mastered the single crochet stitch, work that last stitch of your final row and remove your hook from the loop. Then you want to grab a pair of scissors and cut the yarn, leaving a few inches so that you can weave in the tails. Now you can use your hook to pull the yarn through that last loop. And then you want to pull on the yarn, just tug on it a bit to secure it tightly. Now you can weave in the ends because you really don't want ugly ends sticking out of your hard work, do you? So if you don't have a yarn needle, you can use your crochet hook to just weave the ends in through the front legs of the stitches. So you want to just pull it through the fronts of about 5 or 6 stitches. But this can be clumsy and it can take a long time, but it does work. And you don't absolutely need a yarn needle to weave in the ends. If you do have a yarn needle, and they're also called tapestry needles, and they have a blunt end that's a bit bent, you can find them at any craft store, and I've linked to some in the description too. Then you can use the needle to weave in the ends the same way. So I like to go back through the stitches too. Once I've woven through going forwards, I just go back in through for a couple more stitches just to make my ends a little extra secure. That's it. Now you can use your scissors to trim it off. If you've made it this far, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear how your first attempt at the single crochet stitch went from this video. And now that you can chain and single crochet, you can start your first real crochet projects. I've linked to a couple of my patterns that use only chains and single crochet stitches in the description of this video to get you started. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you'll be the first to know as soon as I share more tutorials just like this one. Bye for now.